Hello.
Yeah.
I fucked it up.
We're good.
I fucked it up.
We're good.
What the hell is up,
What's good,
everybody?
baby?
Come on.
Back in the office.
Back in the office. You see me clocking in? There's my ticket. It's in the window. It's in the slot. The All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and the homie Manny Ruffin. No longer partnered with Vendetta Sports Media, and this show is no longer presented by Monkey Knife Fight. To keep this short and sweet, we are going in our separate direction. We're doing what is best for us, and this is just a decision, an executive decision that Manny and I made, and I wanted to come out there and say that because at the end of our videos we have Vendetta stuff on there and their logo on there, so we want to just be straight up with you guys that we are no longer with them. We're just doing what is best for us moving forward. As you can see, Saturday we were at Jerry's at Paranormal Base, his event hosted by Dimers.
God.
We went there and finally got to do our third meetup. Now we have met in person Kenny McAndress, Thomas Martinez, and Paranormal Base Jerry. So that's super cool. Another connection.
You guys missed out, man. You got some booze, played some bets, got some drip.
Yeah, it was dope. I mean,
talk some shit. Like, you guys
dope.
definitely missed out on a good time if you guys didn't slide to that meetup, man. I'm going to keep it 100 right now.
Yeah, man. We had a lot of fun on Saturday, and then obviously this is just, the first of, I guess, the third of many.
We almost made a vlog.
Yeah, we almost made a vlog.
We have a halfway done vlog for you guys.
Yeah.
A 2-minute vlog.
And then obviously it had to, went to shit, but it's okay. And then the final kind of starting note that I want to say here is, and the only reason I'm saying this is because we did promote the shit out of this. Andrew Marchand, we said Wednesday, July 28th in multiple different episodes. We promoted it because we thought it was going to happen. Unfortunately, that episode will not be coming out for you guys because it didn't happen. Things like that just happen. Sometimes, sometimes things don't go your way.
Big fish. Sometimes the big fish have bigger fish they have to attend to.
Correct.
And I think that's kind of what happened there. We'll get them back though.
Yeah, we're always working to get some other people on here. So, like Manny always says, like this whole team always says, we move. So stuff like that's not really going to drag us down. We're going to work to find some other people and go from there. So we just want to be transparent with you guys once again. Just that, we did promote it and it didn't happen. So if you guys were expecting that video, we do apologize, but there's plenty of other people for us to get into. So with that being said,
let's get into
tell them what we are doing today.
Right, so today, we put out the hot takes tweet yesterday. I checked the mailbox this morning. We had some mail from you guys. So we have about
You've got mail.
We have about 7 hot takes to go over here. We're also going to talk about the Yankees and Phillies obviously surging right now in July and back into August right now. I definitely have some thoughts about that. I know you're a little excited about your Yankees. I know everyone's hyped about the Phillies and obviously hyped about Bryce and things going on there. But let's jump into these goddamn hot takes, man. My boy Stevie Carlton. We need to replace Stevie with the Roy Halladay. Not replace. We'll say we'll add Roy Halladay to the collection of bobbleheads.
We are also thinking about going to a Yankees game later in August. And I was looking at tickets for games, and there was like a DJ LeMahieu bobblehead night. Why do you think I picked that game? So we can add to the collection of fellas down here. Come on.
Weirdo. There's too many New York guys. We need a couple more.
I know. We got Paulie, we got RJ, and then we got Steve.
But all right, fucking hot takes. Let's go. So first hot take of the day. My boy Christian Issue comes in hot and says, who's the bigger fanboy? Manny for Embiid not winning MVP or Ish and his Knicks? Now, to start this, I'll start this off quick, Ish, and I'll say this. I did not experience a full NBA season with your Knicks fandom in my ear. I did have Alex's.
That is fair.
I did have Alex's Knicks fandom in my ear. I'll say this. If your Knicks fandom is right with or even above Alex, I might give you the edge there. Now, listen, I was holding on for dear life with Embiid. We all know this. We all know in the walkout episode, yes, Embiid is second. He shouldn't have won. He got hurt. Obviously, Jokic with second in the West, and he averaged like 26, 10, and 8 assists for a big man, close to 54, 90. It should have been Jokic, okay? Understood. I was holding on for dear life with Embiid, and honestly, low-key, because the way I was holding on for dear life for so long when the race was over, I might say I was probably a bigger fanboy in the situation than the Knicks. I don't know.
I would say, I had this easily. I would say you with Embiid. Easily.
Yeah, all right. We gotta see a full ish season.
You know, I mean, I just think that this goes back personally to, remember when we were doing these shows back on Zoom, and we had that halfway the NBA award rookie just NBA awards.
We're doing mid-season awards.
Yeah, mid-season awards at the halfway point, and both of us were in agreement that Embiid was the
but he was
MVP
healthy at the time.
Right. No, but I'm just saying, like, yourself along with myself, you obviously more than me, we're both on that Joel Embiid MVP train. So I have to put you in that sense there, just because it's easy. I mean, it's an easy choice there.
Fuck it. Whatever. Fuck it. Next hot take. Second hot take of the day from my boy TJ Kerr. TJ, my boy.
TJ.
College football playoffs shouldn't extend past 4 teams. Woo, Tej. I need to add a description part, because I need you to defend yourself with this. Because what the fuck, TJ? You like the 4-team format, honestly. So you think teams like the year that Penn State won the Big Ten with 2 losses, you think they don't deserve a chance to play for the national title? You don't think Cincinnati last year deserves a chance to play for the national title? You don't think a team like Texas A&M that goes to the gauntlet of the SEC loses 2 games, or they lost 2 games because they lost their bowl game, but they lost 1 game in the regular season, they don't have a chance to play for that national title? I can't agree with that 4-team statement, just because there's so many teams that deserve it. It happens every year, TJ. We can see it. We'll see it this year. If it's 4 teams this year, we'll see 3-4 teams that we're like, deep down, no, yeah, those guys would have did some serious damage in the offs if they got. I think it should easily be over 4. We could do 6, giving the top 2 teams a bye. We can do a lot of things, but I don't think 4 is it.
I think we had a great discussion on this 2 episodes ago.
Facts.
And obviously with the new moves that are going to the SEC,
right?
It just, me personally, just doesn't make sense that you would have 4 teams in the college football playoff. You're excluding more than, like, just so many teams in that SEC where you have to select. Because we were saying, 2 episodes ago, well, then you look at, like you said, Penn State. We look at guys like Michigan, obviously Big Ten, but there's, Texas, Oklahoma, Bama, LSU, Auburn, all those. Not everybody can get in.
Yeah.
So, and obviously you can say that.
I would love if we had a stat for this. If it was like how many teams every year finish with either undefeated or 1 loss. It has to be 7 or 8.
If you think that
it's not 7 or 8.
If you think that this discussion has not come up already about,
oh my God, it has to.
Then you're wrong. Okay?
I would just love to know, CTJ. I wish CTJ next week. I'm gonna post the hot takes again. Give us your reasoning why. I want to hear your argument, because there's arguments to both, and obviously because, all right, I'm going too long with this, but what I'll say, that my closing thoughts about this is, like, if you look at the BCS. Before it was a 14 playoff race, it was a huge race throughout the season. Every game was huge, because you can't lose a game if you're not gonna make that BCS national championship if you lose a game, essentially. And it kind of makes that same feel with the college football playoff. Like, you had to have a damn near perfect year to get in that top 4. It does allow for some room for error. We've seen 1-loss teams in there. We've seen bad loss teams in there. We've seen Clemson lose to Pitt and they come on and win the national championship. So we've seen the leeway that the 14 college playoffs adds. But, I mean, it's football, man. There's injuries and a lot of things going on. I think they need to raise to 8, 6 at least. But that's my closing thoughts on that. Next hot take from our boy Sammy 2-time, Sam Litton 2 on IG says, Derrick Rose, wait, what is it? MVP? Yeah. Prime Derrick Rose is overrated. So we'll say MVP Derrick Rose, that 3-year stint where Derrick Rose was the man for so 21, 22, 23-year-old Derrick Rose. I guess we'll say prime Derrick Rose, his 3 All-Star years before he got injured, is overrated. Now,
talk about explaining yourself.
Sam, you would have had me if you said Derrick Rose's MVP year was overrated. You would have had me. Derrick Rose's prime being overrated? Listen, the dude's averaging 21-7 21-6 at 21 years old. Comes back the next year, 22, leads the Bulls to a 62-20 season, above the Cavs that year, mind you. It was the Heat, above the Heat that year at 62-20. He was top 5 in win shares that year. He averaged 25-8. His next best player was Luol Deng and Joakim Noah. They go 62-20. He's 20 years old. And you said it right here, Sam. You said it right here. This is my closing thought. You said it right here. When you were talking about the CB3 and Nash debate, and you were talking about MVPs, and it always comes up when we talk MVPs. They love a story. Chicago native, went to Simeon High School in Chicago, played for Chicago, the next coming of Michael Jordan, 22 years old, 62-20 season, first seed over the Heat that year, the Big 3 Heat. Overrated? No. I think there was a lot of hype because he's a young guy. Imagine Ben Simmons at 22 won MVP. There's gonna be a lot of hype. Overrated? No. Hyped up? That's I'm gonna leave it to you.
Was that to get an arousal out of us, or was that your actual opinion? Because I just don't think that is a reasonable answer.
You're not stumping me. Like you're not making me like his prime wasn't overrated. You're not stumping me here, but you're making me like I can't find the words to tell.
I am confuzzled.
Because he wasn't overrated.
I'm confused and
there was a lot of hype.
At your answer to that.
There was a lot of hype. Overrated? No. That's like saying, so let's say Devin Booker has another great year next year. Mm-hmm. We'll take the bubble year this year that just passed and next year for Devin Booker, hypothetically. And he gets injured in the fourth year. Does that make Devin Booker's prime overrated? No. Yeah, not gonna fucking work because we love Dev. No. Overrated? No. A little bit hyped up, maybe, by the masses.
That is a good comparison, though.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can for you, Sam, because you sound dumb, but I'm doing my best for you right here. Next hot take.
Moving on.
My boy Ski, Raymore21 on Instagram says Tyrese Maxey and Isaiah Joe. So I don't know if you were going to say Tyrese Maxey or Isaiah Joe, or you're going to say Tyrese Maxey and Isaiah Joe need to be in the lineup or something, and then you ran out of characters. I'll take it as, what are my thoughts on Tyrese Maxey and Isaiah Joe? Flat out, real quick. Tyrese Maxey, definite six man. I like him over Shake Milton. He's snapping right now in the Summer League. First game, he had 19 in the first half versus Dallas, I think it was. I mean, we know who Tyrese Maxey is. Isaiah Joe, I love how you brought his name up. And we were talking, I didn't get back to you in the group chat, but you said in the group chat about Isaiah Joe, how he has a ratchet. And that kid, he's going to be a 40% three-point shooter in this league, a good 3-and-D guy. I'd need him to work a little bit more on creating shots with the ball in his hand, and he'll take it to the next level in this league. But I'm a big Isaiah Joe guy, and we know how I feel about Maxey. I mean, we had to get his fucking poster up. Shout out Benchmark. But we know how I feel about Maxey here.
Yeah, I think Maxey, obviously for me, is, you said six man. It's great six man. Yeah. I loved when they took that pick. I obviously am really fond of those guys. Obviously quickly as well because they were teammates. So I personally, as a Knicks fan, I would have been fine with either or. Facts. I think Maxey's the right call. Now again, Ski could have been saying that you want this or that, but I think it's fine to say, this is my thoughts on this. This is my thoughts on this. I would ride with, like you said, I like the point that you brought Shake into this because I would say I would take Maxey over Shake. And I'll close it with this, though. In terms of making a trade, if you were making a trade to get rid of Ben Simmons, a lot of these trades have Shake and or Maxey in it. So if you want to do that, then I don't think getting rid of Maxey is the right call in any which way whatsoever. So that's what I'll leave it on.
Next hot take. Eamon Scanlon 8. Jalen Hurts for MVP.
I didn't even see that one.
Brother. Okay. Now,
these delusional Bird fans.
Now listen, as you're listening to this,
I think he's joking.
I'm going to need you to adjust your hard on for Jalen Hurts real quick. Waistband it, get it out the way. Your boner for Jalen Hurts is showing through the pants right now.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
I will say this though.
Potential.
Jalen Hurts has the potential. No, you're not going to know where I'm going here. He has the potential to be the best quarterback in the NFC East this year. He does.
I actually would agree with you.
He does.
I actually will agree with you.
MVP, a lot would have to go right. A lot.
Can you imagine what? Let's see.
The only reason now Jalen Hurts for MVP, Jalen Hurts will probably have a good year. All I'm saying is for MVP, we would have to win 12, 11 games, 13 games. We'd have to make the playoffs, probably win our division. Jalen Hurts, best QB in the NFC East this year. I'll ride you on that. I'm not too high on Jalen Hurts though, but I will say this: the potential is here. Are you looking at Jalen Hurts? What his odds are to win MVP? He's not even listed. Oh, he is. He has better odds to win MVP than Daniel Jones.
I wouldn't pick Daniel Jones as an MVP.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Jalen Hurts at plus 7,500.
You know what it probably
Daniel
is?
Jones at plus 10K.
You know what it is? It's probably the fact that Jalen Hurts has a leg.
Jalen Hurts has better odds to win than Saquon. Eamon, you might be on to something here.
Bro, let's just relax.
Eamon, you might be on to something here.
Oh my God.
I will say he has a chance to be the best quarterback in the NFC
The
East.
delusional
MVP.
just rubbed off on you.
Maybe NFC Offensive Player of the Year. MVP is tough, bro.
I will agree with the fact, and I hate that I'm agreeing with everything, but I will agree that he does have the potential to be the best in the NFC.
East,
sorry. Let's not take anything away from Dak's comeback season. I probably wouldn't put Daniel Jones at the top of that list anyway. And then you have Fitzmagic over in Washington. So it's really between
Heineke.
Yeah, but
We'll see though, because we know Fitzmagic loves that. I'm not gonna go too deep on that, but he loves being that role. Like, listen, I'm moving to this team. They had this young guy. The whole
it was
fan
him
base
with Miami,
bro. They had this young guy. The whole fan base is high on. Here I come with my beard. I'll have a great 4 weeks.
I'm old as hell.
I'll have an amazing 4 weeks, make everyone love me, and then I'll just
13
plummet.
fucking teams.
You know what I mean? Fuck it. Next hot take: David Scanlon. Eagles finished top 2 in the NFC East. Now I'm interested. I want to get your opening takes on this, Alex, because
Wait, read that one more time.
Eagles finished top 2 in the NFC East.
Okay.
I need your opening thoughts on this because, I mean, I think you kind of see how I feel on this, but I'm interested to see, do you think this is blasphemy? Do you think this is realistic? I need to hear your thoughts on this.
I think it's realistic, but will I think that it happens? No. I'm going to see, we're too early for me to say who's going to win the NFC East. I will probably be changing many times throughout this season, but I think it is realistic. I think you can put the Eagles right now at 2 or 3. I don't think the Eagles are a NFC East division winning contending team right now. I don't really think the Giants are right now yet, but at the same time, I don't really think any of those teams in that division right now are
clear cut.
Clear cut. You can say right now, the Washington football team is going to win the NFC East, or the New York Giants are going to win the NFC East. I don't think that's and that's just the nature of this division over the past 3, 4, 5, 6 years. It's the worst division in football, so you can't make that decision. I will say it is realistic. Do I think it will happen? Not really. Maybe 2, maybe 3. It's right
now. Here's what I'll say on this, because if you guys see now that I have my own podcast, Subtle Flex, I'll say this: I haven't been watching as much First Take, Undisputed, First Things First. Even the small guys I've watched on YouTube. Shout out Sports Talk with Bros, one of my favorite guys, Philly guy. I haven't watched as many of my sports podcasts that I've usually listened to before I started making my own, because it's a lot of fucking work.
Right.
I have caught a little bit of some shit going to football, because, you know what I'm saying, it's football. We study hard for football. And I've been seeing these First Takes and Undisputeds and all that saying Cowboys to win 12 games and Cowboys to win 11 games easy. So it seems like it's one of those years again where people are just slotting the Cowboys at the top of that list. Mind you, when they do that, the Cowboys usually fuck up. I've seen this over the years. I'll say this. So we'll say it's a 3-man race for 2. How do you disrespect the football team so much from being that team they were last year? That the whole defense is coming back. They add a guy like Fitzmagic. Terry McLaurin's coming back on his second year. Washington has to be your clear-cut 2, barring any fuck-ups.
Right.
What I'll say is Washington isn't winning more than 10 games. So at that, let's say Washington drops 1 or 2 along the way. They win 9 or 8 games. That's when the door's open for a team like Philly to win 10 or 11 on a magical year and get second in that division. It's going to take 10 wins. So basically what you're saying is if the Eagles can finish top 2 in that division, you have them locked for 10 wins. That's where you start to lose me. Honest opinion, I think we finished 3rd at 9 wins. I'm gonna stay with my same prediction from the Twitch.
I think the Giants are at 8.5 right now for wins. It's the over/under is 8.5. I believe. I'm pretty sure that they're 8.5.
That's a sharp number.
So
that's a sharp number.
It always is.
They had the Eagles at 6. Remember at the we were talking at the meetup. Birdman was telling us that the Eagles were at 6. True. And if you think about how sharp Vegas is,
I feel like that's low.
Oh, it's low. So we're essentially going to predict that the Eagles are going to get 4 more wins than Vegas predicts. Vegas is wrong sometimes, but that wrong on those lines.
You know, they always find a way to be right on that, though, right? Because 8.5 you could think would be a lock. Like, I'm not saying it is, but let's just say you thought it was a lock. It could be like the last game of the season, then they have to win for it to hit, and you're like, how the hell do you guys know that?
Exactly. I don't think.
What do you mean by that?
I got the Eagles. I got the Eagles winning 9 games locked. They're just gonna need a lot of help from the rest of the division. If
they win 9, you prove David Scanlon's point.
We do, because I think they can finish second in that division with 9 wins easily. I could see it being like a Cowboys win 12, Eagles win 9, Giants win 8, Washington football teams win 7, 6. But
I do want to say this before we move on to the next take. I keep thinking about these shirts. Like, what could you imagine if we like had just matching shirts every show. I feel like we just look so goddamn uniform every time. Can you imagine that?
You know what I'm saying? When there's some all day,
Yeah, when that time comes, ladies and gentlemen, just know we will be rocking our own T-shirts everywhere we go.
The next fucking hot take, I'm going to need. It's my boy Ev. Was it Krawchuk?
I don't know. Let me see.
It's Ev, bro. It's Ev.
Where is it?
Top one.
It is. That's him.
Krawchuk?
Yeah, that's Evan. That's Evan Krawchuk. You got it.
I got it?
You got it.
Our boy.
He met him on Friday.
Let's get it. Ev, you're my guy. Best cornhole player on the East Coast. Locked. I got $1 grand on my boy versus whoever you got in cornhole. Locked. Anyway, my boy Krawchuk1 on Instagram goes, Bryce for MVP or we riot. Now, I love this. I love this take because you can see the Red Sea parting for Bryce. He's hitting about 290 this year. He has 20 home runs. The only thing people don't like is the 40, 50 RBIs. Because you look at the MLB, there's about seven guys right now that have 70 RBIs plus. They'll finish around the 110, 120 mark, around over 100 easily. But I'll say this about Bryce to win MVP. It's the batting 292. It's being top 5 in slugging percentage. It's being top 5 in OBS. I think he's top 5 in OPS as well. Top 10 in win what's the stat I have written down? He's top 10 in win probability added. Now people think like, all right, he has 18 home runs and he's not a lot of RBIs. But if you look at him being in top 10 win probability added, that's telling you that every home run he hits are clutch home runs. That's giving us cushion to win a game, giving us the lead in the game. If you look at his last couple home runs, his last 3 home runs, Bryce Harper's plus 500 to win an MVP right now. I like that. If you look at his past couple games. His last home run against the Mets, it was 2-0 in the 8th. He hit one to make it, or 2-1 in the 8th. He hit one to make it 3-1. A couple nights before that, it's 3-1 in like the 7th or 6th. He hits one to make it 4-1. So the RBIs and the home runs that he hits, mind you, 18 solo home runs. So people who shit on the RBIs, he's hitting 8 out of his 20 home runs, 18 of them are solo. So if there's people on base there, the RBIs are up. I'm just saying he hits the ball in clutch situations. He's shown he can hit for contact, he can hit for power, he can walk. He's obviously he does what he does in the field. He's a hustle player. With the Tatis injury and Tatis moving to the outfield, if you think Tatis is gonna trend down to finish the year, that he has to move to the outfield, obviously the shoulder with Tatis is a problem. He's gonna have to get surgery on that. Say he falls off and Bryce stays on the path that he is on, Phillies win the NL East, Bryce Harper, NL MVP.
The headline around Bryce Harper right now is since the All-Star break, he has just emerged into the player that this team desperately needs.
I wouldn't even say since the All-Star break.
I think it was right after the break.
You can say last year.
Yeah, but I will say in terms of this surge that he's on right now, I will say that, and I think that's a lot of these headlines right now is a lot of these analysts are saying, and those Phillies broadcasters, Kruk and T-Mac, well, you see this surge from Bryce Harper after the All-Star break, all these home runs, being able to drive in runs, being able to just help the team out in clutch situations. You can always count on Bryce, and this is what they signed him to do. And I think the problem that is kind of centered around Bryce is you pay him all this money, you almost have that expectation for a player like that. So now it's like, damn, even though we expected him to do something like this, he's still exceeding those expectations that we had for him. So I think Bryce is a huge part of why the Phillies are so successful right now, which we are going to get to in a short moment.
I'll say this about Bryce. So he had his MVP year. The next year, we're going way back to the Nationals, way back. And we're talking about the Phillies Yankees today, so I'm going to go a little longer on this because that's my guy.
That's fine.
So if you look at, he has the MVP year when he's with the Nats. The next year is the year he fucks his knee up when he runs into first base and he has that buckle of the knee. So that year, he's still having like a top 10, top 5 year from the batter's box. Gets hurt, obviously doesn't finish the year. Next year is when he leaves the Nationals. I forget when he left. Was it halfway? Whenever he joined us. He joined us, and then they wanted to win the World Series that year. First year with us, he struggled. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of pop-ups. Everyone was like, I don't know if this is worth the money. Then we look at the shortened season. Last season, he played well. I don't have the exact stats on me right now, but he played. There's still strikeouts with a problem, and there were some problems with Bryce, but he was playing well. He wasn't getting the recognition he deserved because we weren't that good. Look at this year. Bryce is having another good year. Top 10 in every hitting category you'll fucking look up. Any advanced stat, he's top 10 in all of them. He was top 10 in all of them before the All-Star break. He comes out of the All-Star break, he starts hitting a couple more home runs than usual, and the Phillies are surging. Now everyone's like, why is this happening? Oh, well, Bryce Harper's been that guy. Bryce Harper's been that guy for about 2 years now. Not amazing, and I wouldn't even say exceeding expectations, because me personally, when we signed Bryce Harper, me and my boys had a couple conversations, and we're talking like, yeah, this is guaranteed 35 home runs, 40 home runs, 110 RBIs a year. Lock, guaranteed. He hasn't exceeded that, but he's been good. And we can't deny that he runaway MVP. No, MVP or we riot. We have to see how Tatis finishes this season off. Obviously, the DeGrom injury helps Bryce a lot. Then you have Tatis injury as well with the shoulder. He's moving to the outfield. Does that affect him? We don't know. Tatis is a baller. His instincts are off the charts. I think he'll be good wherever he's at. But Tatis is still at 31 home runs. I think he's batting like 290 as well. So Bryce has room to catch up to him. I could see it happening. I'm not riding if Bryce doesn't win MVP, but I could easily
I might ride that because the last time he won a National League MVP was in 2015. 6 years later, really is a, like I said, is a huge force in this Phillies charge of 8 wins in a row. Obviously, they lost last night, but I think you got to give a lot of credit
It's
to.
been 6 years since he won that MVP. God, 2015.
Yeah,
my timeline was off.
but I think this is good though. I think this that's a solid point. Now he really said in there. What does that say? He really said
Bryce for MVP or we riot. And I don't think it's. I'll say this: it's not riot caliber yet because Tatis. But we will see how Tatis comes off this. He has it. Like the shoulder injury was supposed to be season ending. We thought it was season ending. They're saying they're gonna work him back. He's gonna get surgery after the season. We'll see what happens.
To be honest, I probably will be riding with Evan on this one.
You're gonna take Bryce plus 500 to win the MVP?
I think I would, man.
I mean, if you look at the DeGrom situation, he's out the picture.
That's what I mean.
If you look at the Tatis situation,
and
his stock is going
let's put this
down.
into perspective. DeGrom at one point was like minus 110 or plus 110.
Whoa! Is the bet off? The bet's off, right?
What bet?
Whenever we place a bet, DeGrom's finishing it.
Oh,
right?
fuck.
It has to be off. He hasn't played enough games.
He hasn't played enough
and
games.
he's under right now, but he hasn't played enough games.
Just explain what you were talking about right there so they know what you're saying.
All right, so a couple.
It was probably a month ago.
Yeah, about a month or two ago, we placed a bet, and it was me, Alex, and Christian. Shout out Christian, boy, that's my guy. But we placed a bet, and he low key that bet's voided, so don't come to me about your 50. We placed a bet that said, will Jacob DeGrom finish over or under a 1.75 and a half ERA? I took the over. Alex and Christian obviously took the under. That bet has to void now.
Yeah.
I don't know how many starts he's.
Now here, let's make this fair. If he can't be really considered as an MVP candidate anymore, then we shouldn't count that as a bet, right?
Yeah, no. We should not.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm in agreement with you.
It doesn't count. We'll find something else to bet on. We'll figure it out. Maybe a little Yankees or Phillies.
We're bankroll building here.
We'll figure it out. But onto the show. So that was hot takes. Honestly, I don't know if you guys can tell by my face right now, but I fucking loved that. Like that was awesome. And we only had 7 of them. I thought honestly we're probably gonna get 10, 15 hot takes, and we're gonna have to I like that there were 7 of them, and I could kind of take 2 minutes, 3 minutes on each of them. I really fucked with that. I don't know. I probably shouldn't be saying this on live on the podcast, and we probably should say this for after the show, Alex.
God damn it, dude! I was gonna play my applause button, but I took it off.
I was feeling that, bro. I was feeling.
No, that was fun. I mean, here, look.
I was feeling that.
Let me just say this real fast, and I've said this the past 2 episodes that we talked about Twitch. The main thing that I say when I'm talking about Twitch is we're able to connect with you guys, and when we read in the chat, we're reading what you guys are saying, we're reacting to what you guys are saying, and you guys are giving us things to talk about. Whatever. It's more of a chance for you to talk to us in real time live. What?
We're good. My coffee mug's broken. That's why I spilled on me.
Anyway, but for this instance as well, for hot takes as well, we ask any hot takes that you have, and then we are literally shouting you guys out and reading what you guys said, and that's giving us topics as well. So in a nutshell, you are connecting with us yet again on a different platform, because what we've always been saying about the podcast versus the Twitch is we like how the podcast is just you and me. We're talking about our select different things, have the schedule day in and day out. And then for the Twitch, it's more of what are you guys saying to us? How can we talk more with you guys, about you guys, whatever. That's my 2 cents on that. Let's move on.
So moving on to the Phillies and Yankees surging.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who you want to start with here, Alex. I'll give you the floor with your Yanks to start because I did kind of just had my heart on for Bryce. I'm going to let that adjust and settle down for a little bit before we go back into our Phillies talk. So talk about your Yanks. They had a big July.
Yeah, they had a big
July.
Big end of July and a huge start to August. They started in their last okay, well,
what the fuck was that?
We just had a light
We had a light go out, boys.
I'm going to have to turn that back on. But yeah, just go get that light. I'm going to keep talking. Just another day at the office here for the All Day Everyday Show gang. Okay, so for the Yankees, they had a really good start of August. They were 7-3 to start their first 10 games in August, and in their last 15 games to end July and start August, they are 11-4. So for a team that has basically no starting pitching, a bullpen team right now because everybody's either hurt or with COVID. For example, I'm going to list some of these names right now. Anthony Rizzo with COVID, Gary Sanchez with COVID, starting pitcher Jordan Montgomery with COVID, starting pitcher Garrett Cole with COVID, and then you have your 10-day injured list with Miguel Andujar and Clint Frazier and Domingo Germán and Gleyber Torres, guys like Gio Urshela, Chapman,
huge piece,
60-day DL, Michael King, Severino, who's supposed to come back in a week and a half or so, Corey Kluber, he throws a no-hitter and then is gone 2 weeks later. Aaron Hicks, obviously, he's been out for the season. That's not really a problem. But you think about those games like that, and then Darren O'Day sucks too because he was that closer for them. And I didn't really touch on this, but this was months ago. This is right around when Kluber went down and Hicks went down. They got Darren O'Day from the Braves as a closer when Britton was still hurt back in the beginning of the season, and then he went down out for the season. That's not really my concern. My concern is basically almost all the starting pitchers and almost half of the goddamn starting lineup that is not able to play right now. Other than that, though, to be able to still play to where you can put yourselves in somewhat of a contending position for a playoff battle is something to look forward to. Obviously, can't take anything away from the Tampa Bay Rays as they're doing it again. Now 7 games up from the Yankees. And it's really hard to continue to win like the Yankees are without, like I said, well, I'm going to allude to this a lot, without the guys that they need to be on the field. It's really good for them to win those games, but it's really fucking hard when you have the Tampa Bay Rays that just will not lose. And now they're playing the Red Sox in a series this week where they are beating the Red Sox. And now not only getting further and further away from the Yankees, but further and further away from the Red Sox when 2 weeks ago, the Red Sox were on top of them all. It is great to see the Yankees still fucking there to kind of contend. They are 2 games back from the wild card. So the thing with me, and we talked about this on the live stream last night, I don't want to see the Yankees in a wild card spot again. It's so just
scary,
tough to watch. It's one game and they're done. You know what I mean? So I don't want to see them in that position again. Do I think that they will catch the Rays and win the division this season? No, I do not. And you can quote me on that even if they do win it. I will gladly say I'm wrong.
Say this about the Yanks.
Everyone's going to say you're blaming it on injuries, but look, dude, they got no pitchers.
Listen, I'll say this. You can easily blame it on injuries, and this is where this might bite the Yankees in the ass long term. Seems like you guys are just fucking trying to gear up for the strongest possible team you can get to lose in the wild card round. I mean, let's be honest. It's you, the A's, and the Red Sox right now in that wild card race. You can throw the Mariners in there if you want, but they're like 5-6 back. They're not gonna get in there. If you guys have to play the Red Sox in a one-game situation, even if you win that game, you're going to easily expend Garrett Cole. You're going to expend your whole bullpen, which is deeper than we thought now. I mean, you guys literally won a game where you started a different pitcher every inning, which is like, I mean, the Phillies couldn't fucking do that. No shot.
Now, I will say to that point, though.
But about the Yankees.
This bullpen's struggling.
Even it is struggling. But all I'll say about the Yankees is this is a good sign because let's be honest, like they really might not make the playoffs. Everyone that you just listed, there's about 4 or 5 glue guys on the injured list that you guys would need to help you make the playoffs. Right. Not like we're gonna make the playoffs. And it's not like you guys are at 73 wins right now. It's like we're good. We're gonna get Gary back and get these guys Gleyber back and all these guys back for the playoffs. It's like no, we need these guys to get us in the playoffs. So that's kind of scares me for y'all because there's what like 4 or 5 more series to close the season out. Yeah. So it's crunch time. It's crunch fucking time. I'll say this about the Yankees though. The reload looks really good. The reload looks really good in my opinion. I like guys like Clay Holmes out of your bullpen. Said the bullpen was struggling. I'm a big Clay Holmes guy. Nice righty out your rotation. I mean, can we talk about Louis Hill?
Dude,
fucking stud in this league.
So good.
Gonna be a stud in this league. So good. I like Higgy. I'm a big Higgy guy.
Now, I will
Push
say
the bat with the ball, moves runners. I love Higgy. You guys have pieces, like, and it scares me because you guys are giving so much money and expending so much resources for guys like Gallo, Rizzo, obviously by everyone else you spend for in your lineup.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys were gearing up for this 1 year. Like this was the year or something. And I mean, the Yankees always pull money out their ass and prospects and trades, but like, I hope you guys didn't sell your soul for this, because there's young pieces that you guys can move forward with and go on the next couple of years and build on instead of selling everything for this 1 year, if that makes sense.
With Gallo and Rizzo, this is going to create a very and Judge as well is coming up. This is going to create a very interesting offseason. Yep. It's going to come down to Rizzo or Luke Voit. And I have a feeling that I'm not even going to say who I think is, because I don't know.
It seems like the Yankees fans are on the trade Voit train.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, but I just don't want to say it because I don't want to speak it into existence. Right. And in terms of Aaron Judge, when you get to the offseason, I've been reading a couple articles where they're saying that teams are interested to go for him. And I'm like, if the Yankees would be that stupid to let basically, I would say, the face of the franchise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let go like that. I mean, that's beyond me.
I mean, obviously, it's hypothetical because Giancarlo's locked in a what the fuck contract.
He played in left field last night.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Love it. And I don't understand why this. And I've said this before. Maybe it was on a live stream. Maybe it was off camera.
You said on the live stream. You go. Did Aaron Boone walk up to him in the lineup and go, "Hey, your leg work? You gotta play left field.
You gotta go play. It's not running on the bases today." My whole thing with that was about this, and I think I might have said this before. Maybe I know I've said this multiple times, and it's about Stanton. And he played with the Miami Marlins before the New York Yankees, and he played in the outfield. So when you have a New York Yankee team that barely has that before the year looked like they had way too many outfielders, and now it looks like they have too little. Why the hell was Stanton still at DH in that moment when they can't field enough out, when they don't have enough players to get in the outfield? Put him in the outfield. Make somebody else the DH. Make Higgy the catcher and put Gary at DH. I don't understand why you have to. They're calling up young guns to go play the outfield. Stanton can do that. Maybe Boone just knows. Obviously, Boone must know more than me, but I'm just saying. Now, in terms of Luis, that you mentioned him, I do like. The only reason I will say that I like that all these injuries are happening is because we wouldn't see those guys perform in this stage. Wouldn't know what the future of the Yankees could be in 5-6 years, right?
There'd be no Higgy, there'd be no Hill, there'd be no Clay Holmes, there'd be none of that. And
the only reason we're able to see Higgy on a, I guess, quote unquote, consistent basis is because Garrett Cole only pitches to Higgy.
I love that. I think, and you know what? And that's something that shows that Higgy's the real deal, because a guy like Garrett Cole's like, I only want him catching for me.
He just doesn't have the right communication. They're not telepathically, as I'm saying, that Gary Sanchez and Garrett Cole are not on the same page. Right. And that's fine.
I wouldn't say that's fine, but
the fact that you have two guys that are able to do it and Higgy can hit.
So what are your closing thoughts on your Yanks? Did we say we play playoffs? No playoffs?
Yep. Closing thoughts. The Yankees will be another wild card team.
Okay.
It's really going to be just upsetting to me to have to sweat that out again. But if they can just get in there, I'm not saying because everybody says for the Phillies.
Who is in? It's the Red Sox and the A's are in there, right? You guys two are the
Red Sox are. They're Red Sox and A's are tied at
and you guys are 2 games behind the A's.
Behind both of them.
Okay, I had to make sure I got that right.
So, I just think that it's just awful to sweat this out for a team that most of these past 3-4 seasons they're getting into the playoffs as a wild card team, and you see what they're able to do. DS, CS. All this.
But you have arms to expend back then.
I know.
You don't. If that wild card game could be dangerous, Alex. You guys could expend 5 arms.
Right, but now
if you guys expend 5 arms in that wild card game, then you have to move on and play the number 1 seed in the AL. Who's that going to be? We know who it's going to be.
But
do you have the arms to go with them?
And I think if they have the healthy rotation, I think they can. I mean, I bitched about this.
The healthy rotation.
I bitched about this last season when they lost to the Rays. Tanaka was nowhere to be found in that series. Yeah. Herman obviously wasn't there, and this was me going off of his 16-2, 18-4 season where he obviously was suspended. Garrett Cole had to do all the work on short rest. So when you have guys now, Severino was gone last year. So it's like if we can just get a full rotation, just imagine. If they had that rotation with all these healthy guys, and you had Tanaka, you had Herman, you had Severino, you had Cole, you had Montgomery, there's no Tanaka now. So
you guys hear this? This is every Yankees fan around the world for the last 2 years. If we had when Sevy comes, when
but
this
look,
guy,
though, like,
that's literally all.
And
the
it
amount
might
of
be.
times I've heard when Sevy comes, when Sevy this, when we get. It sounds like we're asking for COVID to go away. When COVID goes away, you know what I mean? When Sevy comes, when Ben Simmons gets a jump shot, like it sounds the same.
Yeah, but
same
I'm
thing.
just saying it's tough to. And this goes back to my first point on the Yankees. It's tough to be in this position where they are right now and be asked to continue to win games when they don't have a goddamn starting pitcher to get on the bump every day. It
is tough.
So, and everyone's going to say, oh, it's injuries. Let's go back. Like I said, let's do this again. Let's go back to 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they were able to make it to one game away from the CS. And with the most, they had the most amount of injuries in a single season. One game away from the CS. Let's go back to my same point. If the fucking Philadelphia Phillies did that, it's like they won the World Series. But it's because it's the New York Yankees, and I said the same thing. I remember exactly when I said it. It's because it's the New York Yankees. It's simply because it's the New York Yankees. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's just injuries. Oh, they're gonna be bitching about injuries again. It doesn't matter. Let them go. Let's let them make their excuses. Let them have a fucking healthy team, and let's see what happens. Obviously, the bullpen is struggling. Obviously, the bats haven't been where they could have been, but they were on a 5-game win streak so far to start August. So that's my 2 cents on that. They will be a wild card game. A wild card team, sadly, but they're not going to win the division. That's it. Final.
All right, man. I'm interested to see. Like I said,
but that's me being realistic.
I have your Yankees get into that wild card game. I have them losing though. Definitely losing. I just don't think you guys have the arms to win a wild card game.
But you know, Garrett Cole's going to go 8 innings.
I don't know if he's going to go 8 innings in that game. I don't know if he's bounced back from the sticky stuff slump he was in.
God.
He's bounced back from the sticky stuff slump, but we'll have to see he's sustained. Closing thoughts on my Phils, because I went on for the Phils a minute. I mean, obviously, you guys know, end of July, like end of July, early August, Phils are crushing it. One big thing about the Phils early on in the year is that our big guns were carrying it, and our others, as these announcers like to say now, I hate that, the term others, weren't really stepping up as we needed them. Obviously, Bryce, Reese, JT, all of them were having a decent start to the year. Then you see Reese going to that 30-day no hit streak. We drop a lot of games.
And now he's hurt. He's
hurt now. But what I'm going to get into about the others, if you look at replacements, Brad Miller comes in, has 2 multi-home run games. Odubel Herrera comes in, replaces McCutchen, has a 3-run home run the other night. He's been great in the lineup, been patient behind the batters in the box. He still scares me though about how his approach at the box, but he's been good.
I know what you're talking about.
The others have been stepping up. There's guys like Jankowski I like. One big thing about the Phillies is Alec Boehm looks so shaky at third base pre-All-Star break and even a little past post-All-Star break. But he's been coming along at third base. I'm not a big Alec Boehm in the field guy, but he's been coming along.
I would say I'm not a big I don't. A lot of people. I'm going to agree with you here. A lot of people have been saying they're shaky on Alec Boehm in the field. I'd be more worried about him in the box.
Nah,
he's got to hit the ball.
Yeah, and he's a Reese kind of guy where he'll go in these slumps, and it's like, what is Alec Boehm doing? Like last night, we seen him swing at 3 straight absolute, not meatballs, but there was 2 off-speed pitches that got hung, and he just whiffed, and then a fastball whiffed as well. Like there's sometimes with Alec, I'm just like, all right, bro. But as a whole, when it comes to the Phillies,
my favorite Philadelphia Philly right now. 3, 2, 1.
Ronnie Torres.
Gene Segura.
Not Ronnie Torres?
I like how we almost got that, though.
I'm a big Gene guy right now. One thing I'll say about the Phillies, though, it's like we question the arms. And we add a guy like Gibson. He's doing big things for us. He starts today against the Dodgers, which we need that today. We had that matchup with Gibson versus David Price. We can steal that one because the next matchup, I think, is Suarez versus Urias. And we're not winning.
Ranger shithead.
Listen, Suarez snapped. Well, if we were to talk about something, Suarez in his last start snapped. He was on a 60 pitch count and he did his thing. And he said it on an article that he was like, I was even pitching, not even attacking guys as much as I want to because I was on a 60 pitch count. But I'll say this. The Phils are back. We're not 112 win, 108 win, 4 aces.
But you don't have to be.
You don't have to be.
In that division,
and the one thing I'll
you don't
tell you
have
about
to
the Phils being back, look at the series versus the Mets. That place is close to selling out. It's getting 30, like it holds 37,000, I think. We're getting 35, 33.
For that stat real fast, in that 3-game series, it was like 109,300 or 107,600. That was the most amount of attendance in a 3-game series since July of 2019 against the Atlanta Braves.
That's wild.
So to your point, if they're back, fans love it too.
I mean, they're back. The longest win streak in a decade since 2011. Our arms scare me. Our arms really scare me. We're gonna need guys like Zach to eat innings. Hopefully, he wins the Cy Young. Gonna need Aaron to eat innings. And you see, yesterday he gets 7 strikeouts in 3 innings. His curveball looks like he has command of it again. It's looking good. Gibson's gonna have to step up for us. If those 3 guys can eat 6 and 7 innings for us consistently, we have a shot. I'll say this: guys like Brad Miller keep stepping up. Odubel keep stepping up because McCutchen are gonna get healthy. Everyone's gonna get healthy. We're gonna have our full lineup back, but it's good to know we have utility guys in our back pocket that like they can actually bring something to the team. Like if Brad Miller pinch hits or he has to play a game in the playoffs, he will bring something. If Odubel has to pinch hit, he will bring something. It's huge for us. Even a guy like Ranger Suarez, if he's not a complete every 5-day starter, you've seen him with the Rays. They have relievers that can come in and eat 3, 4, 5, even 6 innings if they need them to. Yeah. And I think that's something that Ranger Suarez can give us. We'll be decent this year. Because one thing that scares us about the division, right? The Mets, I think they're through. I don't think the Mets are going to be in that race. You look right now, the Braves are 1 game back. I think they swept the Cardinals, who are a good team. They took 2 of 3.
They won last night.
They took 2 or 3 from the Nats. They beat the Reds, who were right in the wild card race.
Yeah.
The Braves aren't what they were last year, but they're good.
If you're going to talk about the Braves, just real fast, I want to say this. Let's imagine if Acuna Jr. was on this team.
Yeah, they're probably 2 games up on us right now.
That's fair to say.
They're probably 2 games up on us. But I'll say this for Phillies fans, we have really good things going on right now, really good signs being shown. I would just hold your horses on, because I've seen this story in Philly a lot. We get so excited. In July.
Let's remember our episode with Ryan Rothstein playoffs. He said this exact same thing about getting excited about Philadelphia sports teams. So I think he would know because he said it and he spoke it into existence. It proved it right. So
what I'll say is,
listen up.
It's just, there's no way you can tell. No, there's a way. I think if this team wins the division, it's a win for the Phillies, no matter what. One thing I am scared of, which is what I'm saying right now, is like all the hype getting built up on the Phillies right now. You're gonna have not the bandwagon with the guys. I don't usually watch baseball, but I watch baseball when the Phillies are good. You're gonna have those guys start coming in at full force, and then
like commenting and everything.
They're gonna be expecting CS, World Series, and they're not gonna really know what they're gonna be walking into. A lot of these people who haven't been watching the Phillies as closely as someone like me has been watching it all season, like as close as you've been watching the Yankees all season, know like, okay, if we win the NL East, that's a win. We could literally win the NL East and then lose 3-0 in the DS. Fuck it. Like, we're moving on the next year. We're good. My guys are playing well. Like, and that's what, at least as a Phillies fan, that's what we need to be looking for. Can we win this division? Can we compete in the playoffs? It's not about World Series and CS this year. If it happens, we have a magical run. Cool. Can this team win the division? Can we be competitive in that DS game, in that DS playoff series? I'll be happy. I see some good things from my Phillies. Do I think we win the division? No. Do I think?
Damn.
I don't think we do.
I don't know.
I don't think we do. I'm going to be honest.
You think the Braves are going to take it?
I don't think we do. It's going to be a 3-headed race. And the thing that helps us out is that the Dodgers have to go play the Mets next. The Dodgers go play the Mets next. The Braves, look at their series to end the year. It's, oh my God, it's a cakewalk. They have like the Orioles. They have the Mariners, I think. They might have the Tigers. They do finish, though. They finish against a series. They have a series versus the Giants, and they finish with a 2-game set versus the Dodgers. So I think it's 6 games or 7 games. They have the Giants and the Dodgers to close the season. So you could see them collapse right there.
Right there. And
it's going to come down to the come down. I just don't think that we're really, can we ride this all the way through August and then September? We'll see. But I think we might lose the division by a game or 2. I hope if we can win the division, that's a win for me. But I don't think we take it this year. I don't.
So to the very last thing to close this out, this has nothing to do with anything that we said today. I'm only going to ask you this question. I'm not going to have any comments on this last thing, and then I'll close things out. Do you think, now just let me say it, do you think Jamal Adams deserves to have more than $15.25 million a year, making him the highest paid safety in the NFL? That's the question.
Do I say he doesn't? Okay. So he's not the best safety in the league. He's top 10. I would put him at the 7.65 range. He's up there. But when people get into paying players and they say, if you're going to pay this guy this money, him out in Miami, he makes this money. Like, listen, players get paid by their tier of players and then how much they matter to that specific team. If you go to vintage Legion of Boom days, they built that defense. Now, usually you say you build defense from the front 7 back. They built the Legion of Boom from the back to the front. Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Richard
Bam,
Sherman,
bam.
even Byron Maxwell when he was doing his thing. Then they built down to the linebacker set. They got guys like Bobby Wagner. So the Seahawks like to build from back to front. If you want to bring back a Legion of Boom X defense, you have to lock in a guy like Jamal Adams for a long-term deal. What is Jamal Adams worth to a defense like the Seahawks, how they like to run it? $15, $13, $14 million. $15 million, Jamal, you're wilding. Hopefully we can get you at 14.6, 14.7 and shake hands, have a good day. You do deserve to get paid though. You caught, I don't want to say shade, but you were underappreciated in New York, but it was New York, and obviously you're not going to get the love you expect. And now you're in Seattle, you want the love you deserve. I think they'll get you at 14.5, 14.6, 14.7. If you get that 15, good for you. But you do deserve to get paid at like a top 3 safety in the league just because of how much you mean to that scheme. That's what I'll say.
That's all. Yeah, I don't have anything to say on it. That's all. I just want to. I saw that and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pop this at the end of the show and see what he says. That's gonna do it for today's show. If you want to follow us on the Twitter page, head over to @ADED Podcast on Twitter and @ADED Pod on Instagram. And if you liked today's video, if you liked our first hot take segment, drop a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you want to see more hot takes, if you want to see some more Yankees and Phillies talk, and anything related to the NFL offseason as well. The Twitch, we are going live on Twitch this week. We went live last week. We were sticking to an every other day schedule. Had some complications this week, so we mostly will be going live for the remainder of this week. We have some plans with the Twitch. Can't wait that we spoke about today. Cannot wait to share that with you guys, which you guys will see. We are not going to have to tell you what we're doing because you guys will see it on the live stream. The name of the live stream is simply All Day Everyday Show. There is no the. The link tree to all of these links will be in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube, and the Twitch will be a separate link outside of the link tree just so you can click on that. It's just faster to get there. We're trying to build up these followers, and we got the subscribe button on there as well. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, feel free to do so. I know we're not asking you to pay any money to watch this because you can do it for free. But if you're feeling generous and you want to hit that subscribe button, by all means, go ahead and do that. Manny's going off with these stream alerts and this OBS, this, and this. The thing that I say all the time, and I said it last night, was we go hand in hand so well because the things that I don't know, he knows. The things that he doesn't know, I know. So it works as a nice mesh clock.
Best backcourt in podcasting.
The gears in the clock that are turning in the correct way to make the clock go like this, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, is how it works for us. We always appreciate you guys. Thank you for your continued support on Twitter, on the Facebook page, on Instagram. As you see us doing these meetups, we will never take any of that for granted. Please stay great, be great, because you guys fucking are. Let's fucking move.
Until next time, my boys. Until next time.
You've been listening to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. My name is Alex Jacobs, but you can call me All Day AJ. See you later, baby.